The doctor said I have too many agendas.
Speaking of whom, what is our medical specialist?
Well, my fellow siphon friend, that's exactly my point!
You excluded him?
No! I just left him in his place, which is how I like to put those, especially him. He's too human for this, unlike you and I.
Quite the deviant, I must say, but I must exercise caution how I enable you.
Oh no, you are doing excellent at such a thing. The more you do, the more I'll need you to do it, the better!
Nell, you pull up those specs? Yep, even better. So check it out. I did a biotrace earlier throughout the metro area. I read over 15 subcorals. Out of all in the overcount, only one G biosigns of negative seismology in its internal genetics.
WrecktoMancer.
Yep. So I was able to calculate a connection. It was the same reading similar to the assassination of Senator Ptolemy.
Wait, you ran a lie detector test on WrecktoMancer?
That's exactly what I'm saying. No. Are you saying there's a connection, or are you saying WrecktoMancer didn't do it? The last one. Then you go both.
Okay, you know what? I don't even know how you can even read that stuff.
Well, I can read the language fine. I just can't solve the puzzle like everyone else can't.
Nell, dude, don't confuse yourself about this.
Well, somehow, we gotta get in the bottom of this. I mean, we can't remain on the run forever.
I know. I mean, we got this far after all this time. I'm not saying we can't keep this run going.
Well, the clock is ticking, and if Russell and Nicole time ends up, that could be bad for us.
I wish it didn't have to be like that, though.
You have suspicions about being a part of this operation.
Well, it depends
on how deep the operation goes. Whatever rabbit you expect to be put under the hat, you have to question the expectations, creep. Sounds like you have a lot of doubt, Sorrow.
I guess I'm not the only one.
Yeah. But there is a way to give. I thought you'd be more impressed with my metaphorical human appropriations rather than the interest of what we are doing here.
Why don't you double that, Sorrow? You got that right, because either way you and I both know what's going on here.
Don't we, Sorrow?
Check it out. Alright, what do we got? Okay, so Russell got the tip from Johnny Caesar on the location of the proof we need. So, what if it isn't proof?
Well, it's gotta be something.
Like, I'm not saying it's not enough proof. I'm saying, like, what if it isn't enough proof? What if it isn't enough to, like, overturn a trial or a case or something?
Then we're right back to where we started.
Not exactly. We may have lost the destination, but we still have the location and the info proof we need to proceed.
Go on.
The paperwork we're looking for may not be a folder in a stack of papers in a drawer like last time. It might be a folder in a tech device which explains the data level scanning that location.
Or even a recording, but the location. How does a city block just disappear?
Well, it didn't. It just got condensed.
Wait, how do you just condense a whole location? It was just there the other day.
And sometimes the other day can range from yesterday to a year ago today, depending on what you're doing instead of looking up for the flash before your eyes of what you're sleeping on. If you estimate the metro grid loading on the data scans, what does it equal?
The Tech District.
Bingo. East 11th and Hudson Avenue is a part of the Tech District.
Wait, Hudson Avenue was never a part of the Tech District?
Well, it is now.
How? It was never in the system. You can even gentrify it within that lapse of time.
Yeah, he could. The right kind of funding, resources, WrecktoMancer could. Well, if I estimate this correctly, use the Tech District's tunnel system to construct a viaduct to create an entry point using the right tools and people.
Then he'd easily finish up the exit ramp with an easy walk-off.
The Tech Convention. He wasn't there to blow it up. He was never a terrorist attack. He was there to steal tech and the latest inventions to apply the finishing touches on his next move. The fascists were just contingent flunky fall guys to either put on us to deal with, or if the whole plan wouldn't have worked, period.
Just in case. Okay, so where are we at with the location?
That's where it gets big. It's to my understanding WrecktoMancer caught on to what Russell and the rest of us were onto, so his way of getting a piece of the action was to just buy up the whole pound, not just a slice. So the tunnel leads up to WrecktoMancer's potential headquarters. And not only does he may know who assassinated Ptolemy, but he may be awaiting our arrival.
Okay, now that's big. As you can see, the building is still intact. The East 11th and Hudson Avenue has now been redesignated to the Tech District.
How is that even possible?
Well, I was able to pull up the paperwork in the city agreement. According to the contract, he was able to reach the agreement within the latter of 72 hours, complying with the financial terms, which actually sped up the legal rights and processes.
So wait, they just let him do that?
Looks to me he had enough in the bank to buy the best money could put in a suit lock and pack up enough legal ramifications to make and win a case.
Well, it's good to know I'm VIP, because it's all to see if I'm decisive enough to fall for it.
Not necessarily. If WrecktoMancer sees anything as an asset, it would make sense for him to go through great lengths to protect it as a valuable.
Okay, what I'm having a hard time understanding is why federal officials would even allow a homegrown terrorist to make a bid, to even consider any offers he's willing to make.
Well, according to the records, he sent scout estates who considered the anonymity that posed for the firm with a legitimate background, but it was only a temporary affront charade until all the negotiations were finished.
So basically he ran a scam.
He was able to scam a city that is so used to scamming everyone else.
Unbelievable.
No, it's believable. Money, influence, blackmail. You know, next time you go to lunch and have a sandwich, the next thing you know, you got that unusual throat burn in your neck and you screaming and hollering because the sandwich was poisoned and you didn't have time to drink the poison that was up in the soda. You know, the usual typical threats.
So we need to figure out why this data is so valuable to the point to where he had to seize a city block even though a hitman was the one who made the suggestion to retrieve the file. It's something on there, especially if it is a trap to lure us in. Okay, if we're all serious about traveling to occupied territory, the manhunt unit operatives might make it hard for us to get to the file, let alone they may side with WrecktoMancer.
Especially if he's buying city blocks. Well, he put it out there, which means we're close. We retrieve the file, means he's compromised.
Extraordinary! Reyna!
My. If only I knew how to keep a straight face. Without even moving its sorrow.
I have a tongue with 2 sharp cheeks! That is good enough!
How well is he receiving the big slice of the squeeze?
Well enough to buy it!
He really has no idea.
No matter how much the price costs.
I guess Russell may have had a point in the fool's gold. It all depends on who and how much is paying for the pop.
All I know is the initials were to keep WrecktoMancer in his position.
His position for him to play. It's funny how you can fake a Sakura into something that he is and take his little fairy tale away. He'll see how cracked up he wasn't meant to be.
We all have our orders from up top. On the hover.
Especially for the both of us. The command is down here even.
It has been obvious, Reyna.
Just continue to keep our fearless leader in progress, Soro. We'll be in touch.
What's up?
So I was trying to figure out the Boogeyman Association. What type of methods would they entail? Nicole, do you remember the insurrection? I was young. Little. But my sister, I guess, was the headliner. Quote unquote. As you know, the Genehumans were heroes who fought against the evil that came with the insurrection. The Genehumans are humans with gifted extraordinary abilities. Powers. Similar to the powers that Eucease and You Absent carry, as well as Crescendo. The Genehuman stage began when human beings were placed in cryo-suspended animation. The powers were bioorganic like the one I and Shimori have. Which I am disappointed in you for breaking that fact to everyone, Russell, and yes, I am very disappointed in you.
What? Oh, come on!
You heard me. Every human that were inside of those pods, placed in unconscious suspension, were genetically being altered to access certain aspects of human DNA. The needles that were injected to suspend your conscious states were not just sleeping agents, but installations requiring one final substance.
The oxygen vaccine.
Precisely. They called it the ignition gene. It was implanted to access all parts and genes of the human body. To figure out their weaknesses and reveal the potential. You're familiar.
I'm a Genehuman. We would know.
The potential only benefited the Genehuman. The regime aimed to only suppress the potential by suppressing the space gene, which is what operates the Genehuman powers. A lot of the Genehumans were devoured in the insurrection. But your sister, the legend, was a Genehuman. Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, my sister was a Genehuman? Wait, what? I was never told that! Because Sanubius Lurazion didn't want you to know, nor anyone else for that matter. They were not fans of guns, so they weaponized their powers, declaring themselves as Genehuman revolutionaries, not soldiers but advocates for change. However, the Genehuman protest was met with violence against them by people who believed in the Imperial Fist and the privileged amenities that came along with it.
The term Genehuman was coined as the first humans with godlike powers, mystical abilities.
Do you remember the march against the Leviathan?
The bloody incident that gave rise to violent militarization.
It was a protest against a 9-month famine that opened the door to gentrification, apartment prison complex conversions into one in which the police had declared military action. Well, the reason why I'm explaining this to you at this moment, because we may be dealing with a similar situation.
What do you mean?
From what I've analyzed, police departments, federal agencies have been infiltrated by fascists, psychopaths, all exploited because of the wage decline, giving opportunities to the forces of evil, so this could definitely very well be a police coup d'etat. A police coup d'etat. In the insurrection war, there were women, black people, people of color, LGBTQ, terrorists after they were discovered to be genuine, they were shot dead. And now there is an arms race in detention centers facilitated by rogue police funded by psychopathic tycoons, recreating Genehumans of their own to help a rogue police coup d'etat, and we need to be ready to deal with that if the case presents itself.
Absolutely.